All right.
There we go. So you should have your rules now for your armor and axe.
Yes. And that whirlwind hurl, that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking, should I just make it the God of War axe now that I thought, yeah,
We're
fuck it.
we're there already.
Yeah, we're there already. Just throw it in. So, been 2 days since last session. So you are currently in the keep, currently in the Bowery. So, a few days to recover. Arden, you have received a note from Lochner. Okay. Passed to your door. I may bring you onto the map of the keep, actually. Whereabouts are everyone bedding down at this moment in time? So this can go away because the walls are now basically repaired.
What
Whereabouts
time
are
of day is it?
everyone like sleeping, essentially? Can be another floor as well. So if it's another floor, just tell me. I know where Nameless is.
On top of the god.
Yeah.
I thought that Lochner and Flista had kind of made a room in one of the floors of the tower as well.
I think they did. I think they did the bottom one. Yeah, they're in the bottom part of the tower.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, up until this point, Androcles hasn't actually had anything that he didn't just keep on him at all times.
Hmm.
So he's just been like probably just roughing it, like setting up a bedroll out there. But
Now you've got Leander. What's he been doing?
well, I think like up until like as he's been younger and trying to teach his magic, he's mostly been staying with what's his name, the old guy.
Gorthin, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think at this point, if there's space in the tower for like an actual like a room,
Gonna say
it's not
Arden would be interested in if there's any more space now that Lochner and Flissa have left. But I won't fight you over it because you also have the boy. So.
I mean, I figure like there's like 4 floors to this tower, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is there actual like rooms on any of these floors, or just a big open space?
They're all empty spaces, so it can be finished. But the top one is being used by Nameless at this moment in time. The top one before the actual roof battlements, anyway. That'll be the third one up. It'll be this one here, being used by Nameless at this point in time.
Yeah. So there's the second and third floor at this point that are open.
Yes, yeah? Yes. So there's this floor, and this floor.
Yeah, I mean, so I don't mind taking the second one, also because, I wouldn't really go up into the third because I don't really want Leander 1 floor away from the harem.
How old is he?
He's about 11.
Young.
Isn't he?
He's
Yeah,
not.
Oh yeah, he can stay away.
Nameless is on the 3rd floor.
I thought he was on the 4th.
No,
Right,
the 4th,
so there
I
are
think, is
4
the
floors.
battlement.
The fourth one is on the battlement itself.
Oh, okay. I
So
misunderstood.
if you wanted the ground floor, then Arden could take the one as like a buffer between the harem.
Yeah, this is
You
the
guys.
harem floor. This is the empty floor, and this was Lochner's floor, but there was nothing in here anyway. Most of the time, you'd spend his time in the bearded clam anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, he and Fliss have kind of like made a room there. So there's on that second floor in the other rooms, like above the barracks. Is there a room that wasn't being used for storage yet?
There is, but you've mainly been using those people who stay over, like guests and stuff, will stay in there. But you certainly can go in there if you want to. But this is mainly like for officers and things like that. People come up here.
I mean, I'd like leave one of them for like guests and offices, and then I'd probably just kind of, especially since keeping Leander away from the harem is just for the best.
Okay, so let's put you in here then. Let's put you in here. So we can put your names down, actually.
And then
Owen, can you ping it?
Arden can be on the second floor, and then we can still leave the first floor for Lochner and Flissa.
Yeah.
Since, it's safer that way, so when he stumbles back drunk, he doesn't die going up the stairs.
Also a thing. I would say talk amongst yourselves, but I know that's a futile.
Yep.
Yep. 100%.
Hold on, we have to
I know
remain
how
as
to
silent
love
as
it.
possible.
Yeah, it's like someone turn the lights out in the world.
Yeah. So alone.
Yep. And Cleese's room. So, I think you're going on the second floor, Arden, aren't you?
Sure, you want to be there with all the
I mean,
noises
she would
and stuff.
probably want to be like a floor away from everything going on, so she'd probably rather just take over Felicity and Lochner's room since
Okay.
they're kind of
There you are.
out of 500.
You can, move a floor up. There are like, 2 pieces of furniture that they've kept in.
And I won't say, I'll just call it the harem. I won't even.
What would you call it otherwise?
Well, Nameless's room.
Yeah. Unless
I mean-
those.
There's no pretense. It is what your room is.
Yep. Yeah, it is.
Okay. So, Arden, in your room, they've been gone for a few days, so you just started bunking down in here, because they don't even come in here anyway. They got it furnished, and they never really stayed in here. You've just been bunking down in here. There is a note on your desk. So why don't you describe your room for me, please? What's in your room? What do you have there?
A bed, probably like if there was one around, some kind of chest or dresser to put things in, but just really simple necessities.
Okay. Nothing else? Just a bed? Is it a single bed? Is it a double bed? Is it a mean size or what?
Well, probably a double bed, maybe like a place like for a wash basin in the morning. But just mainly just what one would need in this setting, because she wouldn't want to, with like the condition that everything's in, she wouldn't want to be very over the top with her own dwelling.
Okay. So on your one writing desk which is mainly used. You don't really write, but it's mainly used just to, for people to give you messages and stuff about what's going on that day. You're a bit beaten up from the past couple of days, especially in the forest. There was a few. You've not gotten any sort of news about the fallout because most of the forest is now burnt to cinders. But you do get a message, and it is in Lochner's elegant hand. And it just says, alright, there's you lot are a load of psychos, and I'm taking the woman and the boy into the mountains so she can birth him. Be back soon. Lochner. And that's it.
I mean, he's not wrong.
He has just seen you burn down I cannot blame the character for basically being like, peace out for a bit until this baby is born.
Yeah, I would share the news with the others, definitely.
Okay.
He didn't even, and then there was the whole thing where we brought back a god.
He wasn't there for that one.
Valkyries.
He wasn't there.
Would he have been back as we came back with said god?
No, when he left the Grailwood that time, he left and he was gone. When you got back, he was.
Ah, gotcha. That's probably for the best.
Yeah. So, describe. So, Nameless, you've had a bit of time now with the harem up there. Describe the room. Describe what's in there. What's going on.
I only really know what the ceiling looks like.
Okay. So the ceiling is pretty much. It's actually the ceiling of the tower all the way up is stone. Okay, but the ceiling where you are is actually wood.
Surprised it's not
mirrored
just
panels.
yours. Yeah.
Christ.
Great minds.
I worry for you. I worry for all of you.
Yeah.
Worry for me, worry for the god.
Well, now, here's the thing. Like the past couple of days, he's been since he's come back, he's been pretty shell shocked, and he's been in the bearded clam. He hasn't slept Doesn't seem like he needs sleep. He hasn't really slept. He's just been drinking and browsing with the men. He's beaten a few of them up. But when I say beaten them up, like hit them once and they've gone flying through a nearby wall. You know, so he's he's not really doing very much. He's just sitting off in the tavern last couple of days. He hasn't left.
Good. Because, like I said, I want to collect them all.
Okay. Well, he's not been in the harem, or even shown any interest in being anywhere near the tower at the moment. He's just in the tavern.
He just needs time to acclimatize.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
I mean, he's been in that, like, nether realm, whatever it was, for however long. So, yeah, give him time to acclimatize.
800 or so, or
Like-
nearly 900 years.
Play the long game.
Yeah.
I'll bet.
Tyr is he's been openly telling people he's Tyr as well. He hasn't really been saying he's a god. He's just been saying, "Hello, I'm Tyr," sort of a thing. So
Does anyone
This isn't
think
much
that
of an issue.
people are giving him
Well,
weird
they've not
looks. Yeah, it's like somebody saying, "Hello, I'm Apollo." You know, people are giving him weird looks.
But,
But
like,
apart
that's a
from
common name here.
It'd be more common up in the Falkeer lands, and because
no
people
one
do
really,
name themselves
no Norse heroes called Thor. You know what I mean? Like there's a god
Oh,
called
no,
Thor.
no. Sorry. What I mean is, like, people nowadays are named Apollo. So would they just think it's someone named their kid that?
No, yeah, they would think it's a weird name, or maybe it's a nickname because he looks very godlike. He looks very, statuesque. Maybe like people say, "Oh yeah, it's Tyr," or maybe people think he's really arrogant, or maybe But he's shown no interest in things like that. He's been really depressed. He's been like really despondent, and not in a good way at all. He's not really left. Yeah, the beat.
Case, is it worth maybe sending the slightly more diplomatic of us to talk to him?
It's like, who is that at this point?
I mean, it's not you. You set fire to everything.
I set fire to one thing.
I tried to bring him to my harem, so I don't think it's me either. So, short straw.
Will reluctantly take up the mantle of the responsible one now that Lochner's gone. What do now? Sure, she'll head down to the Bearded Clam and offer to buy him a drink.
All right, yeah, sure. So when you get in there, he's basically sitting on his own, and he looks like he's staring off far away into space. So, are you just going to go and get him a drink and sit down, or are you going to...
Yeah.
Okay. So, as you put the mug down in front of him, he sort of goes, "Oh!" and like just looks down to you like he just noticed you're there. Oh, sorry.
Must be pretty different now. Things out here.
He just shrugs and says, "I never liked walking the world. Not if I break things here, they stay broken."
Is there anywhere else, where you could go and be happier if not here?
He shakes his head and says, "Not anymore. I think towards the end of the war, the last thing I remember was Valhalla being taken and torn down. That's gone. The only things left out there that my kind had are now abandoned ruins, as you saw in Helheim. Abandoned ruins."
How did you get down there?
How do you mean?
I mean, you were, like, frozen. It seemed if we hadn't come along, you'd be down there for forever. How did that happen?
Telling you the truth, I don't really know. I went down there fleeing that thing. For the longest time, I thought I could hide in Helheim. Until
The wolf?
Yeah, and until things got better. But evidently they didn't. And he just shrugs and says, "Hard to explain. Helheim isn't here." And he like touches the table. It's out there. You understand?
want to. I just might need a bit more than that to go off of.
He shrugs and says, how do I... So, the gods created Valhalla, yes? They created Helheim, they created, different places. Let's say this place, points to the table, like Earth, this Earth, Midgard, is a room in a house, yes? You're not you don't have any legs, you're not capable of walking to any other room in the house. Whereas the gods are the architects of the house and the builders of the house, and we have legs. We can move to any of the houses any of the rooms that we want. And it just so happens that one of us rules each room. Yes? And that's the same with all gods. It's the same with the Achaean gods, it's the same with Bishimonten and the gods from far across the seas. Everyone has their own space. Dragomaki raged for so long because the judges found a way into those spaces to tear them down, not killing us all. Now the only places that are left are the more abandoned places, like Helheim.
Well,
Hades as well, I think, is still operational.
You're still here, so who knows how many others are in a similar position to you.
Drogon says, I'm not a god anymore, I don't think. He looks at his own hands, says, I can't put a finger on it, but I'm aging. Very, very slowly, but I am aging. I give myself around 500, 600 years at best.
More than several lifetimes that we get, but next to immortality, I'm sure that seems like nothing.
He nods and just goes back to his drink. He just says, I don't know how you stomach this, it's awful. Looking at the ale. He says, and that Achaean keeps looking at me strangely.
That's probably not going to change anytime soon, just to let you know. But it's interesting talking to you, because growing up, we were told the Dracomachy was meant to overthrow cruel gods that cared little for humans.
Oh, don't get me wrong, we didn't care about you a jot. Just some of us were more vindictive about it than others. You know? I mean, if you're the god of war, what use are you if there's no war?
Fair point. Well, I know it's not ideal, but if you need anything, let me know.
He nods and says, He looks at your belt and says, what is that? Like, points down towards the orb that, Austria is inside on your...
What? I'm sorry, out of game. What?
Austria, the dwarf, the dweller we found in the orb inside of the mountain. We
Forgot
still in that orb.
What is that? Oh, and then I'll just I'll pull him out.
Okay. Are you actually gonna ask him to ask Okay. So his apparition appears sitting next to you, and he just smiles and goes, Tia, good to see you. And Tia's face just drops in rage, and he reaches out to try and grab Austria, and there's nothing. Obviously, his hand passes straight through him, and he says, "I wouldn't do that, Tia. I'm not actually here." And then, remarkably, Tia summons his strength and reaches out and grabs him by the throat, and actually grabs him, and holds him up, and Austria's just sort of kicking at his chest, sort of, and he looks down at you, Arden, says, "Just do something, do something."
Imagine him gone, or wish him gone, or whatever.
Okay, yeah. So he's now back in the orb. Goes back in, and Tia looks down and says, "You're in league with them."
Do you want to explain what that was about?
He looks around at the bar that's now quiet and looking at him. He says, "Back to your drinks. He just sits back down again, and everyone immediately goes back to the drinks. And this guy's near 7 foot tall. He's not, you know. He sits down and says, when the Dragomiki happened, the Dwayor didn't take our side. They were almost like us back then, and the giants. More divine than mortal. But they made armor and weapons for the other side. This, or that, irritant was one of the main instigators in bringing the Dwayor to the judge's side.
A long time ago.
Not
For you, it wasn't, but up here it was.
He nods.
It's hard to judge nowadays because we only hear stories of things that happened back then. Like, none of us were actually there.
He looks at you and says, "Would you bring me some parchment and a quill?"
Sure. Go get it.
So he says, I said, I don't really have anything else to say. Maybe we can talk later.
Well, I'm sorry that upset you. He helped us out of a pretty tricky situation, so we actually...
He helped me into a pretty tricky situation, and the rest of my race. So, hope you don't mind me not being so enamored with his presence.
Not at all. As long as you don't think badly of us for having him here.
He shrugs and says, as he says, he's probably not really here. But Dwayor are tricky. Watch them.
Fights.
He shrugs.
Go off and do my own thing now.
Cool. So, since he is there, you know, so you got a bit more information. Angeles, what are you up to at the moment? What are you actually doing? You're muted if you're speaking.
Yes, I am. It's been a few days. I would have, a lot's kind of happened since we've gotten back. But I mean, one of the things he'd have done is trying to get Leander used to using armor, and weapons that are more his size. So I think he would have spent a good deal of time just in the courtyard training, with him, with Leander and any of the other men who...
You've not seen Leander since you've gotten back.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, then he'd probably given him a day because it's a lot's happened, but with the way after, because before we went to the forest, he was kind of like following Androcles around. So after a day after he got back to the forest, after that he'd like gone and have a look for him, trying to figure out what's going on. Because I imagine he's not come back to the room then, yeah.
No, he's not come back to the room. As you're saddling up, getting ready to leave, on it with Bjorn there next to you, you're just here, just outside of the stables here. He looks down towards the gate as it opens up, and a single rider comes through. Seems to be dressed all in black, with a single sword strapped over his back, with the pommel like glinting over his right shoulder. He has a girl behind him, what looks like a girl, about 11 years of age, like clinging to his back on the horse, and he comes over to the stables and like jumps off, and like helps her down.
Is he wearing any kind of heraldry I would
No,
recognize?
not at all. No, he's just wearing black. It looks like leather, leather and mail.
Mm-hmm.
And he has a cloak around him, and the girl's wearing something similar.
Well, I guess I'd wait before heading out till I've, because I imagine that someone's here to talk.
Yeah,
I'd probably greet him.
Yeah, he walks over and shakes your hand, and which hand are you shaking his hand with?
In general, I shake with the right.
Okay,
it,
so
it is his dominant hand and non-icy hand.
he shakes with his hand as well, and you can tell his right hand has got the same scars you have, all the way going up his arm, basically. But you can just tell they're on his hand. When his skin touches yours, it's almost like every hair on that arm stands on end, very very quickly. And he says, "I'm Gallus. Are you in charge around here, or?"
I'm one of the Outlanders. Yes.
So in reality, I did his voice wrong there. Got like a gravelly, more of like a voice like that. So
More of a Geralt.
yeah. So he just nods and says, right, and looks over to the girl and says, "Is Rain?" "Hello, girl." He comes over and like just nods to you, just not saying very much.
I'll nod back in return.
So he says, "We're looking to winter outside of cold for a little while. Getting a bit nippy."
Where are you coming from?
"No, pass through Camelot on the way up here. No, going to the Falkeer lands in the end. But can't get there just now with everything that's going on. So this keep look pretty secure."
It should do you well. Why? I would warn you against heading to the Falkeer lands in general. They've never been too friendly. Sorry, is he Falkeer?
No. He looks Albion/Sunborn.
Yeah. They've never been too friendly to outsiders, and more so now.
He just shrugs and goes, "No, they don't really bother me. If you could set us up with a room, that'd be brilliant. More for the girl than for me. I want her to have her own space. I'll pay."
I mean, we have just men wandering around who would, do we have like people who just kind of like any kind of stewards? Actually,
Yeah, you got Shen there. Shen's the Castellan, so she can do stuff like that.
Yeah, it's like, we'll or come along. We'll have it arranged, and I'll take him to see Shen. It's like, so what's your name?
I've Gallus.
Sorry, did he say that already? I forgot.
Yeah, he did, but it's okay if you.
Sorry. Yeah.
It happens in real life as well, so.
Mm. And I hope I hope you have safe travels after you leave. How long do you plan on staying?
He just shrugs and says, "A couple of months, I should suspect. As soon as the snow's clear, we'll be out."
Yeah, the winters get pretty rough up there.
He nods and sort of looks at his own arm as you're walking and goes, "That they do. Any small room will do. Shouldn't take up that much space."
So, I mean, just out of character, would I know if he knew, would have had the same feeling as me? Like what?
As in, what do you mean? Like
the goosebumps, because me being able to tell he's also marked.
Maybe you don't know what powers you have, how they work, who else has them. You know what I mean? So you've got no idea whether he would know or not, or whether he would be able to recognize you from sight, even though you're covered up or not, or whether anything like that. He doesn't seem to have changed his behavior around you. He just seems normal.
Yeah, it's just more from the goosebumpy thing.
So I'm gonna have to look away from this picture and get lost in his eyes. One sec.
Just remember to breathe, Dean. Just remember to breathe.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So yeah. So no, he just, yeah, he's not really letting anything on. He's not being overly dramatic or.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not. Androcles isn't huge on small talk, so if he's not planning on,
No,
if he doesn't seem like he's planning on causing trouble, Androcles is just gonna take him to Shen.
Yeah, cool. So Shen shows the girl to another room, and Gallus just turns to you and says, "Yeah. So, how many men you got, around here? Outlanders is the name I keep hearing out there." And he like does it with his thumb. Bit of a stupid name, not one to judge.
We didn't pick it, but it seems to work well enough. And more men every day come to join our ranks.
Excellent. And so he looks around and says, "Well, I'll earn my keep. I'm here for a few months, so you got one more man for a little while. I can fight reasonably well."
I'm going to gesture towards his sword. It's a pretty nice sword, yeah, from what you're describing.
It looks like an antique, yeah. I mean, the actual pommel of it is black leather, and it has like silvered steel, and it has a ruby in the pommel of it at the end of the pommel, and the cross guard is ornate as well. So yeah, he's it's also tied into the actual scabbard as well.
So, like in a very non-sarcastic, like just matter of fact way, I said, "I'd hope so. That's quite a blade you have there."
Says, "Yeah," and he looks behind his head and says, "Yeah, she got me out of a few scrapes. Needs a lot of love and care though, just like buckles." Says, "Are you wearing your axe at the moment?"
Yeah, because I was preparing to head out. Yeah, so I've got both. I've got both my Falkeer axe, my steel axe, and the Godbreaker on my back.
Yeah, so he's like,
so I'd have like the two axes on the side and then the one on the back.
He just says, "I've got enough axes there." He looks behind you and says, "What the bloody hell is that?"
It's an axe I received as well, as sort of a reward for a bit of a quest, but it served me fairly well.
He just nods and says, right, well, I can kip outside, I don't mind that. Where are you off now?"
If you fancy a ride, I think my ward has wandered off.
"Oh, isn't that how it goes?" He looks over to the girl, goes, I'll get Binky, stay here." And he walks over and gets his horse, pulls it over. He doesn't really pull it over, he sort of like clicks his fingers and immediately just walks over to him. He vaults into the saddle. He shouts over to the girl, he goes, "You be a good girl." He just like nods.
I guess we'll head off to wherever it is we were heading off to.
Cool. Well, you said you were going to go to the... It's your investigation. So you said you were going to go to the woods.
I was trying to figure out where. No, I was saying, well, wherever Leander. I haven't seen Leander for a few days, and I've asked Gorthon or anything where he might be, and I figure if I can't find him immediately in the keep, the next best place to check would be where he would be trained.
So you weren't able to find Gorthon. And I mean, and so if you've asked Arden and Nameless, they will now know he's not there. He's not around.
Yeah, I'd have asked around because mostly just to make sure he hasn't gone to Nameless, and then Arden tends to just kind of be mothering hen over her difficult children as best as Arden can, which isn't very which is difficult at best sometimes.
So Arden and Nameless, you now know that Androcles is on his way out. You do not have to go. I have other things planned. You can do for you guys, and if you stay in the keep, so don't worry, you're not going to miss out on anything. So, but if you want to go, you can also choose to go if you wish. It's completely up to you. Your characters.
I think I probably would go along just because it's a child. The thought of a child missing is never a good thing. So.
And Arden would see with the other two if they thought it was better for her to come along with or stay behind, have someone looking over the camp, and it's really whatever they want because kid's missing. So
Tia is standing behind you, and he strikes a heroic pose. Says, I will watch over this place.
If he says that, I would definitely turn to Arden, like kind of take her side. It's like it might be worth watching over him.
All right, yeah, we'll look after the place while you guys are gone.
Gallus looks in very, very quizzically. This guy.
Dracles will just kind of shrug. It's a whole thing.
Yeah. He just sort of shrugs. Where are we off?
Well, I mean, I've got Bjorn with me, right?
Yeah, Bjorn's there.
And he's pretty good at, like, I mean, has any of the people, like, because just I've asked around a couple of times to some of the people I've seen him hang out with, especially the Dweor, who seem to like him.
Mm-hmm.
I asked them if they know where he might have gone. And if nobody seems to know, then I'd probably head to the... Because I used to take him to train in the mountains, I think we discussed a few sessions a while back.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where that'd be my first place to check, really.
All right, so...
If no one, if no one knows anything else.
Hey. Cool. So whereabouts in the mountains are you gonna head to?
Like like after we had kind of first cleared out the mountains the first time, I said like, and he had discovered he can use fire.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had said that we'd taken a place, or I'd taken him like a couple hours ride into the mountains, regularly to help train him and teach him to control his magic and also, train him in fighting. So, yeah, there's just like a good little spot a couple hours out that is just
Okay.
yeah. I mean, we didn't like get a specific spot that it was, but there was a spot that we used to go.
So roll a d6 for me to see which place you're gonna end it up in.
All right. Second.
That is a number 2. Okay. So, you actually took him, Gorthin also took him to a pass, which has a small wooden bridge over extending one side of it. And you use this so one of you could stand up there, mainly you, to make sure everything's fine, and you can have a look out whilst he's training, while throwing spells around. So... Takes you a couple of hours to get into the mountains. Doesn't take you too long. Yeah, no. So, as you're riding along, Gallus just like looks to Nameless. Says, "That's quite impressive armor you got there."
A quite impressive body underneath it.
He just like sort of scrunches up his face and says, "I'm sure," and then like goes around and looks towards Arden and then back at you and goes, "Yeah, all right." And then sort of
Arden isn't there. She stayed behind at the keep.
Oh, did you stay behind?
Keep track of Tyr.
Okay.
So like Tyr and I are both gonna keep track of stuff.
Okay. So he just nods and says, "All right, okay." He just rides on in silence until you guys get to the pass. You're around about here. You don't need to draw yourselves on. There's a languid, nearly freezing stream running down here, and you can see scorch marks over the sand where you've been practicing it in days before. What would you like to do?
Anything fresh?
Nothing fresh.
Any no tracks or anything that are fresh? Because I would have, mostly I'd have like kind of take a look around and ask Bjorn to take a proper look because he's more scout oriented.
Cool. So Bjorn will have a look around. Okay. Gallus will look around.
I mean, I'll look. I just probably won't find anything.
So as Bjorn goes forward to check, Gallus holds up his hand and goes, "Whoa, whoa, whoa." And just as he says that, there's a snapping sound, and something comes swinging down, on the side here. And it looks like a human body in red robes, like hanging upside down. And you can just hear like a
I'd probably try to get in position to catch it, unless it looks like Draugr.
No, he's just swinging back and forth. He's like, and Gallus just says, oh, you lot lead interesting lives.
This is pretty mundane compared to some of the crap we've been up to.
Is it Gorthan, or is it?
You can tell it's Gorthan, yeah. And Bjorn calls back. He says, the old man.
I'll get in position to. We're down here, and he's up on the bridge. Yeah.
Yeah.
You said. So I'll get in position to catch him. How is the bridge really high, or?
It's actually not too high. Like he's about 10 feet off the ground. So if you're on horseback, you can pretty much like.
I could just reach up and pick him up.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. We could just reach up, pick him up, and set him on the ground.
Yeah.
And I just kind of look at him like, well.
He can't. Yeah. So he's trying to talk.
Has he got something in his mouth?
Are you looking at his mouth?
I mean, I'm looking at his face.
Yeah, you can tell there's something in his mouth.
Yeah, I'd get the gag or whatever out of his mouth.
And there's no gag. He literally his mouth's full. He's like.
I'd kind of smack him on the back so he spits it out.
Okay. He spits it into your chest, and it's like a paper, a rolled up bit of paper.
I will just look at him really? What are you, 5? And then I look at the paper.
So as you unroll it, it's in perfect Falkeer and runic speak, and it says, "I have the boy. Come to Fletcher's watch. Bring money."
I'm going to. I suppose I'd actually go, and end up having to bring money, but I think I'd crumple the paper in my fist, and then just kind of take a second and uncrumple it, and then pass it to Nameless. And then
gingerly open it so as not to get spit all over his hands.
And then at that point, I'm gonna just I guess throw Gorthan over the back of the horse and start heading. Is this way doesn't take us to Fletcher's Watch? We have to go back.
No,
to the
you have to
valley,
go back to the keep and then go back north. It's the town. Remember the town just north of you?
Yeah, that's what I thought. But I'm gonna head straight. I'm gonna look to Bjorn and say, actually, I'd wait for Nameless and probably let Bjorn read the. Or actually, no, sorry, I'm just thinking aloud. I'd ask Bjorn, what's the best way to get to Fletcher's Watch?
Goes back down through the mountains and then out the keep and straight north. You could go through the mountains, but then you're risking, getting waylaid.
Is there any way to come up on it unaware, with them being unawares?
Not really. That's why the town's there, so they can see things coming from miles away.
And then I'm just gonna start heading back. I'm not going crazy fast, but I'm definitely not, dawdling.
If everyone's happy to head back, Gallus rides over to you as you're walking, or as you're riding along. He says, "Do you want to explain what's going on?"
The Falkeer have taken my ward, and I intend to get him back.
Ooh. He's alive then.
Yes, and so are they, for now.
Good news, bad news. So you guys head into the keep, and you find Tia there arguing with a man over dice. And the man's like, "I didn't cheat," and Tia said, "I know you cheated." No, I honestly didn't. He said, I know people who control fate and chance. I know you cheated." And they're just sort of, so the man's getting more and more incredulous and Tia's just having none of it. He looks sort of comical sitting on a stool, because his knees are basically by his temples. And you can just see Arden nearby, just nursing a drink, that's swirling it around, looking at them.
I'm gonna turn toward. I'm actually like I in my full armor and with my like, I'm almost like bristling. And I'm just gonna go straight to Arden and I need you and preferably your mother as well for this.
Yeah, what's going on?
I'm gonna lower my voice, but I can say I've taken Leander. I'm getting him back.
Yeah, I'll be ready. Give me just a minute.
Gorthin like slides off the horse and starts like backing away out of the keep and like walking towards the gate, staggering.
I'd probably stop him.
Okay.
And like, what were you doing?
I'm training him, as you said. We were waylaid by a lot of Falkeer, so just want to get him back. I'm going to head up there now. I've got a nag outside.
Wait for the rest of us. We'll go in force and take care of this.
He just nods and looks around and says, right, okay. I'll wait outside, though. All right.
What else do you know about these Falkeer? As he's trying to get away, I'd like to stop him.
He says, absolutely nothing. Nothing to do with that, I promise. I'm just feeling a bit off, that's all.
I try to stop in front of him and just like give him a look.
He just says, Androcles, if it was anything to do with the boy. Trust me.
Break his head and then get because I still have like the 700 gold that I made from the sale, the armor. So I'm not going to be like taking the other people like the keep's gold, but I'm going to take the entirety of that with me.
Okay.
I mean, I plan on getting it back, but
Okay.
But at least I have gold with me.
Excellent. We can get forward to you riding out there if you wish. Is there anything you want to do to prepare?
I mean, I just take some troops, a few troops with us, just in case. Maybe not take them into the keep, but have them in case things go more south. And definitely want Arden's mom because she's, very murdery and, good at dealing with the scum of the earth.
Yeah, cool. So, she joins up on her horse, and you're just looking around, just like, what's going on? What's with the long faces?
Sure, we'd leave the keep because I wouldn't want to make a big deal of it in the keep. Maybe I'd explain the situation.
He just nods and goes, yeah, that's a favourite tactic of theirs. Why was he on his own?
He wasn't. I'm going to gesture towards, or I kind of like jerk my head towards Gorthin.
She says, with the old man?
The boy's been training for some time now.
Shakes her head and she goes, men are bloody useless when it comes to mining. Just, even with me from now on, mind, man. He just like pulls the horse away. Just shakes her head.
As she does that, I'd like him to learn more than to be a knife in the back. I'd like him to learn more than putting knives in backs.
He just shrugs and goes, and I'd like him to be alive, but we might not get what we want today, might we now?
Yeah, at that point, Andrews is gonna turn very stern, like she's 100% right, and just pick up the pace a bit.
Okay, so we're off, and Arden, are you picking up the rear with your horse? No.
But I think we're all riding pretty fast right now.
As you're actually galloping out the keep, and Tira's running alongside you, and he says, where are you going?
His ward's been taken by Falkeer. We've got to get him back.
I will help.
Yeah?
Well,
Great tip. Then I'll just nod for him to come along. Or just to follow. Because he seems like he's fine running with us, right?
well, he just says, I'll find a steed. I'll meet you there.
I have so many concerns, like so many.
It's
It never
random.
hurts to have a god on our side.
Oh, I mean, this is entirely out of character because in character, Andrew Please is like hyper focused right now. But
Yeah, he's off.
like, no, it's not that I'm concerned that something we haven't gone on. So I'm concerned about what having Tyr on our side is going to look like, especially since he's going to go find a horse.
I mean, I'm just going to say, he hasn't set any forests on fire yet.
One time, dude.
That's
One
true.
time. Hey, you know what else he hasn't done? Split a table and sent 2 of his allies into an abyss.
Yeah, and now we have a
Or
nemesis.
woken a dragon.
Every hero needs a nemesis.
Or
now we have
woken
a dragon.
We already had a dragon.
Yeah, well,
We
now
already had one.
Now we got one each.
I've already killed mine, so this is on you, buddy.
Ooh.
So good. More dragons. Get me more dragons.
Are you just like doing like the 1-0 hand gesture all the time?
Yeah.
Just like, so
Hey, just real quick, are you thinking 2 dragons? Or do you not know? Actually, I don't know if you know that reference, do you? The Starsky and Hutch remake?
Oh god,
No.
no.
Oh, no.
We're British.
Hold on. It's Will Ferrell, so.
Ugh.
Will Ferrell's in the Starsky and Hutch remake? I thought it was just Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson.
Oh my god, you're really not selling this film to me.
I know, that's why I
Sounds
didn't
like,
see it.
It sounds like
I'm not gonna lie.
existential torture.
It's
But,
actually
like- It
But
could only
Will
be
Ferrell
worse if Steve Carell was in there as well.
Yeah.
Wait, you don't like Steve Carell?
I don't like him in
to be
most.
fair, Steve Carell isn't actually good in most of what he does.
He's
just
really
not
good in a
bad.
film called Beautiful Boy with Timothy
Okay,
Chalamet.
have you seen Little Miss Sunshine?
Yes, actually, he's very good in that. That's one of my
Thank you,
favorite ever
okay.
films.
Let's
You know who else
take
is really good in certain movies? It's Adam Sandler. You know what else he's really bad in? Most of his movies.
Yeah, but like, Steve Carell is amazing and everything. Even if the movies are shit, he's still good.
I don't know.
All right.
I stand
So
by
we'll
that.
take a quick 5-minute break and let you guys talk about movies for a bit.
I'm
And
gonna
then-
go make tea.
Yeah,
So-
and then we'll be right back.
Yep, be right back.
No, but the Starsky and Hutch remake is worth watching, Alana, if you get a chance. It's pretty
I'm
entertaining.
just
Snoop Dogg's in
not.
it.
I don't know. I'm not if I can handle that Ben Stiller shtick thing.
That's fair. But Owen Wilson kind of, plays off of him fairly well.
I also love
Oh,
Will
well.
Ferrell. Like
Will Ferrell isn't
movie,
in a huge amount of it, sadly. But
because I will watch any movie starring Will Ferrell because I think they're amazing. Like Step Brothers, The House. I love all that
Yeah.
stuff.
I met him once.
What? Was he really nice
Yeah.
and down to earth?
I mean, he was kind of chill. He was like, it was kind of an awkward situation because. So my dad was dating this piano teacher who would teach movie stars, and so my dad and I were there recording the performance, kind of as a favor to her, and his kid was performing, so it's kind of like, I was just kind of doing my thing, and then my dad and his girlfriend kind of put him on the spot to introduce me to him. And I'm like, well, this is awkward for both of us.
Oh yeah.
But he
I've heard-
he wasn't like mean or like anything. He was just like, "Hi, nice to meet you." I was like, "Oh, nice to meet you too." And
I've
then
heard he's
kind of
actually like
let him go.
quite a shy but nice celebrity.
Yeah, I mean, he seemed chill. He like, he was talking with them and stuff. I just didn't want to put him on the spot since he kind of got,
Yeah.
this wasn't for him. It was about his kid's performance,
Right.
So, but yeah, no, it was interesting.
Oh.
No, but I mean, there's just, it's kind of like got a more coherent like storyline than a lot of, Ben Stiller movies. I mean,
The
don't
only-
get me wrong, it's a clusterfuck,
The only Ben Stiller movie that I really absolutely love is Meet the Fockers, and that's just because being Jewish, the Fockers themselves, they remind me so much of just certain stereotypes and family stuff, and I find it hilarious. Also, Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah, Dustin Hoffman's great. Yeah, I mean, there was Along Came Polly, which had two good scenes, and then it was just bad.
Oh, I remember watching that.
I mean, I enjoy watching it when I've been drinking. It's a great drinking movie. Every time Ben Stiller does something stupid, drink.
Oh
And
my
every
gosh,
time his friend, every time I can't remember who the actor was who played his friend, but every time his friend brings, references himself as an actor, you drink.
Oh, it's Philip Seymour Hoffman or
Yeah.
Ryan Seymour.
Philip Seymour Hoffman. Yeah.
Philip Seymour Hoffman. I thought that, but it sounded weird when I said it.
No, that was him.
God, he was in that. God, why did
he was the only good thing in that movie?
I was gonna say, why did he agree to do that movie?
It had an interest, a semi-interesting premise. It's just every part of it was poorly done.
Yeah, it was just a little too slapstick.
Yeah. There's no bridges between scenes. It's just throwing shit constantly.
Mm-hmm.
But I do actually enjoy watching Starsky and Hutch.
Well, I will definitely consider it now, whereas previously I never would have. So,
Yeah.
I don't want to see the trailer.
If you haven't already, though, just because I mentioned Adam Sandler earlier, I haven't watched Uncut Gems, which is supposed to be actually dark.
I actually really want to see that, even though I'm not a Sandler fan.
Well, watch Murder Mystery, because I haven't enjoyed a Sandler movie in a long time, and that's the first Adam Sandler movie in since Mr. Deeds that I've been you know what, I'm gonna rewatch this.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, isn't that's the one where they go to Europe and they get framed?
Yeah. It's really good. It's just God. It's because instead of just being the movie of everyone around reacting to Adam Sandler being an ass, it's Adam Sandler acting in a movie.
Okay, cool. I like that.
I mean, his antics are there, but they're not the focus.
They're not driving the story.
They're actually reactions to things rather than the world is reacting to him being an ass.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah. I really honestly enjoyed the movie.
Well, I have it up, tab open, and I shall check it out.
Yeah.
I do really want to see Uncut Gems.
I've heard not much about it actually. Everyone was super excited when it was coming out, and then it just kind of was there, you know.
Yeah.
Murder Mystery
My
people
friend saw it and loved it and raved about it.
Yeah.
I just didn't feel like seeing it in theaters. It's one of those movies that was I'd rather stream it illegally than pay to see it.
Yeah.
But it looks.
I think it was on Netflix for a minute, wasn't it?
Oh, I don't know.
I know Murder Mystery was on Netflix. I don't know if it still is, but we watched it on Netflix, so we didn't have to pay for it anyways.
We're probably gonna end up unearthing another dragon today.
It's not. I mean, it's not impossible, but I think this town's already been burned to the ground. I think we're just gonna have to kill a whole mess of Falkeer.
Oh.
And then, and I think it's going to be less of unearthing another dragon and more of our old skelly dragon friend might come pay us a visit. I mean, it's definitely a proper trap. Not like a bounty trap, like a proper trap, because, the Falkeer would, a lot of the Falkeer would know who this kid is. because he was the son of one of the, the fairly well-known
Sorry, I'm
people.
back. Arguing with
Okay.
Matthew over what takeaway to get.
What did
Is
you
it
decide
pizza?
on?
Is it pizza?
So he wanted pizza. I was like, I really don't want pizza. I want
How
Chinese.
dare you?
No, we had pizza last
But like
night.
Chinese is also a really good shout.
Yeah, but then he was like, I don't want Chinese. So now apparently we're having this like American style takeaway,
Oh.
Oh,
which is pretty good to be fair. They
is
do good
it?
burgers. Yeah, they
You
do
know
good
what?
burgers.
You know what we do
Okay.
sometimes when like someone's in the mood for Chinese but the other person isn't? We find Thai is a pretty good middle ground.
Yeah,
Of, like it's not as heavy, but it
Yeah.
still satisfies that like Asian flavor or Japanese.
That's
Yeah.
actually what I was gonna suggest, Thai.
I mean, yeah, there's a Japanese place which does
Japanese
like
is like my
like-
favorite. I love sushi.
yeah, like I love Japanese food, and they do like a tray like meal, which is like lots of different sort of things to just sort of pick at, and then like a main course of
Yes,
this
they do
really
that.
nice Korean style barbecue beef type thing, and it's absolutely
Bulgogi.
beautiful. But it's like £18, and Matthew won't ever let me have it.
So
So
if you
when
guys,
you come to visit us in Liverpool, because like you have to, we should get Japanese food because I love Japanese, but I don't know if Dean's is into it. Is it? I don't know if he's. Oh wait, I think he likes sushi. We got sushi last time he was here.
He doesn't strike me as a sushi person.
No, but I.
have you ever seen what was it, David Tennant talk about sushi?
No.
No.
What did he say?
That's a video that is so fucking worth watching. It's so good. Just look up when you get a chance.
Can you
But
put
if
it in
guys,
Discord?
I'll
Or
find
yeah,
it. But if you
okay.
guys come out to LA, I mean, I'll show you guys like proper Korean barbecue and all you can eat sushi because that's how it is. And all you can eat sushi costs about £15.
Pretty good.
There's
Yeah.
a really good place by our house that I absolutely love. Oh my god, now I want sushi for dinner. I fucking love sushi. You just feel so clean after eating it. You know, you don't feel like heavy and
Yeah.
gross.
Well, you do if you eat as much as I do.
But like even if you eat a lot, it still is clean. It's not like
Yeah, it's,
eating too much fried chicken,
it's
you
not
know?
stodgy, is it? So
Yeah. It's good. And it's surprisingly filling.
I mean, I guess it's rice though, isn't it? So
My favorite is I love tamago.
I couldn't even name a type of sushi.
Oh,
I just remember
it's a type of nigiri. So like you know how you can get the
Except it's
rolls?
egg. You could get fish.
So like the rolls are maki, and the ones where it's like rice with the fish on top, that's called nigiri.
oh right,
And
yeah.
tamago nigiri, tamago's like the egg omelet type thing, and they put it on top of the rice, and it's
Hmm.
so I can't even describe. It's so good.
It's disappointing at the best. If
What?
you want,
You are
At
so
best.
no. Tamago
At
is the
best.
best thing ever, and I fucking
you could
love
have
it.
so many other things, including things that don't taste good.
I
like
have it
a
as like
fucking
my.
smelt.
I have. Oh my god, I get tamago as like my dessert when I get sushi. It's
Have
so
you
good.
ever tried unagi?
Yeah, I love unagi, but the place near our house, that my dad liked to order from because it's cheaper than the place that I like, they
Oh.
do some really gross cuts, and I had a really bad
Oh,
slime
okay.
cut of unagi, and like I haven't been able to eat it since. But it used
So
to be
that's
my
the issue,
favorite.
is you're getting cheap sushi.
No,
And
not
so
now.
it's better to avoid the fish.
Well,
Oh,
I
I'm
laid
back.
my foot down with that, and I was like, if ever we get it, I'm only getting it from this one place. My dad can get it from the other place. But
like,
I used to love unagi though.
if you come out here and you can get one of the places we go for all you can eat, you can actually just get a whole ass piece of unagi.
See,
Just as part of your. And yes, you can get your little shameful tamago rolls.
Oh my god,
Or-
tamago is the best
or-
thing ever. Every time I get a normal roll, I always get a few pieces of tamago on the side.
But yeah, that's the joy of all you can eat sushi is that it costs about as much as 2 rolls, maybe 3 rolls if you're getting the cheaper rolls, and you can get 10 rolls,
Oh, it's
and then you can die.
Bear Belt where they just charge you per plate color.
I've done those,
Oh, that's-
and
Yo, sushi is awful.
it is awful. And I've had proper one out here, like we have actual ones that actually serve good fish, but
Yeah.
I end up spending, $50
Yeah.
because I'm
Oh my-
twice everyone's size. So.
Like I mean, when I was skinny, I went to the Yo Sushi. It was like my first taste of sushi, I was there and I was like, oh, this is actually really good. Didn't know how it all worked, expecting a bill at the end, just picking up plates, not looking at colours or anything. Came to £60 for a light lunch. £60?
I can't imagine how.
Michael's there just
so upset.
fucking stuff in his face. Just like,
I was so upset.
I'll have a
Do
green.
you like sushi?
I like what?
Do you like sushi?
Yeah. Once in a blue moon.
I love
Well,
sushi.
yeah, if you guys come out to LA, I'll show you proper like all you can eat sushi or something. But I went to Dubai. I went. My brother and I were in Dubai with my sister, and my little brother, not my youngest brother, but my little brother eats so much food, it's insane. So we went to one of these places, and he had actually just had food. He had eaten a whole fucking meal. Then we went like an hour and a half later to one of those pay by the plate places, and luckily it was actually fairly cheap in Dubai comparatively, surprisingly. And he had 27 plates.
Holy.
I had 20. Not gonna lie, I had 20, but he had 27 plates after having already eaten that day.
Were these like
And eaten the.
full meals, or did they come on like on
It's not normal. That's parasites.
Yeah.
Wait,
100%
like teriyaki chicken or salmon?
Yeah.
Oh no.
I like teriyaki chicken more than teriyaki salmon.
Oh, I like
Because,
teriyaki.
if the sauce has a little more spice to it, salmon's better. But usually it's too sweet, and then the salmon tastes off.
I'm really
Well,
not a fan
Dean,
of
if you like teriyaki, a lot of Japanese places here, they serve sushi and teriyaki.
Oh.
So, like, you could still find stuff.
Well, let's
You
carry
can
on
get
then,
that.
because we're
Yes,
Yeah.
we are.
talking about.
We're off to go murder,
Hmm.
and or get murdered. We'll see.
So
It's just nice talking to people other than my family. Sorry.
I'm so lonely. No,
Really sorry.
I totally understand. Don't worry.
I just burnt my finger when I went to get hot chocolate. By the way.
Nice, good job.
I think it's my fault because I microwaved the milk, but the cup I microwaved it in is microwavable. But it has this like golden paint on the handle. So for some reason that went to like stupidly hot, and I put my finger on it to
Maybe
get it
it's
out.
not actually microwave safe.
Oh, it is. The cup's fine. It's just
It won't break. It's not microwave safe for you.
You're not supposed to put anything with a metallic, like any kind of metallic surface in it.
Yeah, I didn't figure that the paint would be. Do you know what I mean? It just slipped my mind.
And also, without being funny, you probably deserve to get a little bit burnt because you did microwave it.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell are you doing?
I microwaved the
Hot
milk,
chocolate.
not the chocolate.
It doesn't matter. Never
Hey,
microwave milk.
How do you make hot chocolate?
I mean, I either boil milk in a saucepan, well, not boil, but heat.
Wow,
Or
someone's crazy.
Yeah.
The South,
Otherwise,
ladies and gentlemen.
You get that horrible skin on the top.
Yeah,
Oh,
you take
it's
it off.
grim.
You take it
You
off.
got no. If you stir it, if you microwave in batches of 30 seconds and you stir it, it's passable.
Exactly.
But if you have like proper like Mexican hot chocolate or like spiced hot chocolate, you have to do it on a pan.
Tea. Just tastes better.
You're the kind where you add hot water.
Or you can get
Oh,
instant stuff.
don't even start. Don't even start.
But I mean, it is easy.
Anyway,
I love
let's get on with it before we.
Sorry, Dean. Sorry.
So you guys are heading to. If you can get the map of the local area around. Yeah. So you guys are heading to Fletcher's Watch, which is just up the road. As you get towards it, you can actually see that most of the outskirts are burnt away, as they were last time. And
Are they reburnt?
Yeah, and the inside is basically just it's a ghost town, but you can see there's around 300 to 400 Falkeer milling around.
Oh.
Not really doing very much at the moment, but they're just milling around. I've not put you there yet. You're just approaching,
I feel like 300 men for, 5 of us? Although, albeit one being a god, is maybe a bit too much.
Has Fear caught up to us?
No.
So maybe we
See-
wait for him.
Androcles is going to. This is a few too many men for his. Just going to wipe them out and continue on. He feels like he's going to have to go in one way or another.
Yeah.
With
Well,
and take what
this is
the
where they
money
wanted
he's
to
got.
meet you, so you don't need to go anywhere else. This is where you have to go.
Yeah. So I would. I mean, have they noticed us? Is this?
You have seen a few runners standing outside the town. They'll be fools not to, and a few of them have run back into the town. Yes.
So I guess Androcles is going to go like just a few steps ahead and just kind of wait and turn towards Arden's mom and see what she has to say.
Mm-hmm.
Arden's mom, not Arden.
Okay.
Her name is Astrid.
So,
Astrid,
what would you like her to?
Well, I'm just like what kind of what she thinks of the situation. Just basically, he knows she's fairly used to dealing with Falkeer, and she's fairly used to dealing with murdering people.
Mm-hmm.
This seems like the kind of thing she would have more experience in than any of us.
Hmm.
It's basically Androcles' it's his kind of understanding.
So what are you asking her? Well, I can give you information.
What are the chances we get out of this alive?
She shrugs and says, well, I don't know. It depends what you're wanting to do. If you want to get the boy back and accept their demands, I'll probably give you 60-40 in your favour.
They're pretty good odds. We've had worse.
Yeah. And by I'm saying that, I mean they'll let you go, not you'll be able to fight them and win.
It's gonna nod.
As if you want to go in there and fight, yeah, if she looks to like the 30 men you've brought with you and she shrugs and says, 10-1 odds. This ain't for Moppolay.
I don't think. No, Androcles would probably know that because he's had to learn the history of that area when he was supposed to be sent there. He would just nod and say, "If it comes down to it, can you get him out?"
He nods and says, I can try. I'm going to go on ahead.
That's the case. Why don't we just send her to get the boy herself?
Kind of what she's semi-doing.
He shrugs and says, I
Androcles,
can try that if you want.
If it looks if he looks like you can get him out safely.
I'm not back in 3 hours. Come in after me.
Promise not to just give you up for dead.
She just ignores you and just...
Yeah, I'll nod like.
Arden will nod too.
I fucking should think so as well.
So to be fair, the mom did abandon Arden, so I mean, like, really,
It's been helpful though.
I'll roll some sneak roll. Okay, do that again. Look at a 1.
I'm not liking the sound of the concern in your voice, Dan. This is not going well, is it?
No. Okay. 3 hours have passed, and you have not heard anything.
Well, it's time to head in.
Say
Here,
20.
he's caught up with us, right?
Not with you yet.
3 hours?
Yeah.
See, you don't understand. That's why I've been so. That's why I'm so concerned, because I know. I'm sorry, Dean, but I know you, and I know this is gonna, this is gonna end either poorly or well. And I'm, judging how everything else seems to end for our characters, I'm banking poorly.
Well,
But Androcles is gonna just kind of, like once it's been 3 hours, it's like
I would
head
see
in.
your complaint and raise you an armor and an axe. That's what.
Oh no, I mean, To be fair, I did basically die. I used my session point.
Exactly. That's why you get session points. Anyway.
Yeah. That's
What
why I
was
haven't spent this other one, because I've spent 2 in 2 sessions. Continuing on.
Yes. What would you like to do?
Androcles is heading in. He's not gonna force anyone to follow into the obvious death trap.
Okay, so you're just riding in there. Is anyone going with him?
Yep.
Should we flip a coin? I'll go in. Screw it. You know me.
I feel like we should all just go in.
Okay.
Unified front. Why not? Or Arden could stay outside scouting around, but I don't know if there's much point with 300 people on guard.
So
there's also the 30 people, and is Bjorn with us?
he is with you.
And Gallus and Gorthan are with us as well, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, just for food for thought for you guys, Androcles is just riding on ahead because he's got more on his mind.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. So whatever you guys want to do.
Like, have they sent any kind of delegation
No.
to discuss anything with us?
No.
Okay. I say we just ride up to them and we demand to see a delegation.
Okay.
Let's bring Gallus with us. I like the sound of him, and then or like the way he
I bet
is.
you do.
But then maybe leave, and then leave the others behind.
To be fair, Gallus is not that good looking.
Yeah.
But he kind of is.
He sounds like he'd be a good fighter, though.
Yeah.
If he wants to come along, it's kind of his choice.
Yeah. But basically, imagine that picture but a bit more gruff. So he just shrugs and rides along with you. There is a Falkeer on the outside, and he holds up his hand. He goes, "Can't allow you to pass him. We know you are. We can't allow you to pass him with so many men, though. Outlanders can come in. Everyone else stays out here."
Well, what's good with Lochner being gone, we can bring in either Gallus or Bjorn and pretend that it's Lochner. They won't know that.
Most of the people who've seen Lochner have either seen him naked or, have died. Sometimes both.
So are we saying to our new companion, take off your clothes?
No, we are not.
I mean, you might be saying that, but I don't think we are. No.
Take off your clothes.
Will be. We will be saying that.
So wait, so which one should we just be like, oh yes, these, we are the 4 Outlanders?
And Androcles isn't in the mood for games at this point, so he actually is just going to go on ahead and let you guys sort out who else is coming in.
Gallus just shrugs and just comes after you because you're the only one he basically knows. So he just follows you.
Okay, so we got the 4 Outlanders. Wink, wink.
So, I guess Bjorn heads back to the men, yeah?
Yeah.
Are they taking us anywhere?
I'll take you into the town. So they're shadowing you into the town, into the center of the town, the village. So, as you're getting a lot of jeers, a lot of shouts in Falkeer, a lot of curses. As you get into the center of the burned out village, you see there's an overturned wagon on which there is a woman, blonde, one side of her head is shaved, very tatty head, but very good-looking girl though. And she's swinging her leg, her left leg is just swinging backwards and forth, and she's sharpening her sword. And she looks up and says, "Oh, you came, quick."
You're like words there.
Says, "Ah, yes, I've heard of you. You're the strong, silent one. Where's the mouthy, Achaean one?" Over. And she just sees the plume of the helmet. There.
Where is he?
He's safe. He's safe. Why don't you come to parley rather than demanding to know where he is? He's safe. He could be back with his real family if.
We're not going to discuss any deals until we know that he's alive and safe.
He nods and says, "All right. So she whistles, and on a small structure nearby, there is a curtain that's pulled down. It's more like a rag, really. But it's a small makeshift gallows. And you can see that there is Leander standing with tears in his eyes. He's, only about 11 years old, with a noose around his neck. And there's a Falkeer behind him, ready to kick him off the 15-foot drop. He says, "From that height, boy of that weight, neck snaps before you can get to him. One kick. But for now, he's been fed, been treated well."
I'm just gonna kind of like edge closer. It's like, as long as he's alive, then we will parlay. If anything happens to him, well, even if I don't make it out of here, you won't either.
She just shrugs, says, "Olaf One Eye. Name ring any bells?"
Out of character, would it?
Not to you.
Yeah.
Thing is, didn't we deal with this guy?
Did.
I mean, I remember the name, but I can't remember.
This is before
It was.
Androcles,
It was before Androcles' time, yeah.
Oh, was he the
Well, there was Harold One
the
Eye.
the forward force?
Exactly. Wasn't
No,
Harold
I'm just
One
gonna
Eye,
look
so-
at her. I would just look at her like quizzically, because I have no idea what she's talking about.
Says, "Perhaps you don't." And she looks a bit offended, and looks over the other two who are there. And Nameless, are you musing out loud all of that? Wasn't he the guy who, or you?
Yeah, isn't he the really unimpressive guy that I dispatched against a tree really quickly?
She nods and says, "Very same."
Yeah, I vaguely recall him. He put up less of a fight than the bandits we've encountered.
She nods and says, "My father was always a trader more than a fighter. Loyal to his men, though."
I mean,
Arden's just
he
gonna
fought
sigh.
with us.
He was not a soldier, He would ferry men back and forth. He would trade with people in Thainlaw and Camelot. His only crime was working for the people who ruled his homeland, and for that you murdered him.
I mean, that's kind of what happens.
He did
when you
attack
invade
us.
lands. Yeah.
We don't. When someone attacks you, you don't have time to ask if they're a traitor or a soldier.
I know my father. He wouldn't have attacked you without reason. And even if he was here without reason, he would have just traded and scouted. He wouldn't have attacked.
And yet you weren't there, so you can't know.
And
I
we
know
won't
my
attack
father, though,
unprovoked.
and you are all
but-
strangers.
I also knew your father for all of about 3 seconds.
Alana Arden is just going to shoot Nameless a look and be like,
He
"Stop it!"
She goes to basically give the signal, and then stops, and when she stops herself.
Yeah, if she's going to give a signal, Androcles would start reaching upwards towards his axe, and then if she stops, he'd put his hand down.
There's since we're getting nothing but insults, which is what we've heard of the quality of the Outlanders, to be honest, this far. Suppose I'll give you my terms. 3,500 gold is the price on the boy's head. Not what he's worth to us, but it's what he's worth to you, apparently. Give us that, the boy goes free, and you can wait in your squalid hovel of a keep for the Reaver King to come and tear it down brick by brick.
So is this kid even worth this amount of money? I know he's a child and life is precious and all that, but in terms of ransom money, that seems like a lot for a child that apparently has no noble value whatsoever.
To them, to the Falkeer, this kid ran away. He is one of theirs. You know,
But
and they
they'd
know
be so
who he
willing to
is,
kill him.
and then they know who his brother is. And that's why.
And to be fair, like the tribe that, well, that Androcles and Leander is from is like one of the big ones.
Yeah, the Skoljung are one of the.
Seem pretty quick to kill one of their own. Just saying.
Not one of their own anymore.
Oh, well.
Pretty cowardly to threaten a child.
Are you saying that out loud?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So he shrugs and says, "You'd think an Achaean mercenary would know anything about the ends justifying the means."
You speak
Sure,
of
but
our
if you're,
quality.
we're also more than happy to take on fights when necessary for honor. But apparently, you're just a bandit.
Androcles is just gonna put up his hand just to like stop, like, because stop the bantering. So this is between you and me. I've got. I'll give you all of the gold that I own, and we'll take the boy.
If your gold amounts to 3,500 gold, then I would say we have a deal, my friend. You weren't there when my father was killed.
No,
Child is
but
not.
I was, and while my friend here might seem quick to draw the sword, I don't attack unless provoked. We were attacked, and we defended ourselves.
Well, it's a
And
word
I'm
of
sorry.
three.
I'm sorry that your father died, or that he got caught up in all the mess with. Wait, sorry. What's that other guy's name?
What, the Reaver King?
Yeah, the Reaver King. I'm sorry that he got caught up in the Reaver King, but that's just how things go.
Rogson says, that is just how things go. You're right. And this is also how things go.
Except you chose to go out of your way to kidnap and threaten the life of a child. We didn't seek to hurt anyone.
I don't seek to hurt the boy.
Just seek to profit off of threatening him.
Precisely.
Oh dear.
See, the honor of the Falkeer is as high as it always has been. And Androcles is gonna spit on the ground.
He just shakes her head and says, "What would you know of the honor of the Falkeer? You ran away. You know nothing about us."
No, I lived among you long enough.
He shakes his head and says,
I
"This
was
is going
raised as one of
nowhere.
you."
If I don't get what I want, or at least in acquiescence that I will get what I want, the boy dies in the next 2 minutes. Just you think very carefully what your next moves are. For his sake."
Dean, does Arden see Astrid anywhere?
Roll a perception check for me.
Does that count as an investigation roll or no?
Investigation. I'll add some more to that. So yeah, you can see her. She's moving through the crowd.
What about Tyr?
You
Can I
can't see
roll?
him.
How much time are you deigning to give us before you before you murder a child?
And as long as you are here, as long as you need to get the money.
We can't exactly get the money if we're here.
And a runner back. I know you brought 30 men with you.
Androcles is going to turn towards Gallus and say, and just kind of tell Bjorn to get what he can. And turn towards the others and just say,
Hold up. Is this coming out of, like, our group money?
well, Androcles is going
How
to.
are you concerned?
I mean, Androcles is going to turn to you and says, and just say it quietly enough for just the two of you to hear. It's like, I'll have it paid back, however long it takes.
Three and a half grand finishes my harem and gets another 2.
I'm just gonna give him a flat look. Just no expression. And turn towards Arden.
Well, maybe when the boy comes of age, he can work off your debt for you.
I'm gonna shoot him a look that is like if you don't shut up, I will actually try to kill you right now.
Yeah, and
Like,
Arden's just gonna say, listen, there are many solutions to these problems. Just be patient. Because she's thinking they can always come back with all of their men and just kill everyone. Especially since they have a god.
we don't know what he's doing, and we don't know that. Even if we came back with every man we have, including the men from mustering, we'd never get into the city and save Leander, is Androcles' thought. So.
No, I'm saying even if we pay, we could come back and kill them all and get our money back.
But yeah, Androcles is sending Gallus out to go meet with Bjorn to get the money.
He stops and says, No, I know how this goes. We give her the money, kills him anyway. He straps off his sword from his back. Doesn't get it out. Holds it in his hand and says, "Here." Throws it to her. She catches it in one hand. Says, "Worth over 5,000 gold, never mind 3.5." And she just takes the string away and takes the sword out a few feet and whistles. And you can see there's a dragon motif running up and down the blade. And she says, "This is a Thunderblade, is it not?" And Gallus just nods and goes, "That's what you people call it these days, I suppose. I'll give us the boy. Be on our way." He nods. Says, "Bring the boy down." And they basically take the noose off and throw him into the dirt. He slides and he comes running over to your horse, Ambercles.
I'll pick him up and set him on the horse in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
Can we go murder Hobo now?
Considering there are 4 of us and hundreds of them, probably not.
Well, I mean, we could just kill the leader and then just, get out.
Get out of the 400 or so men that are surrounding us?
Yeah. Plus, the boy knows magic. You know magic. You just set everything on fire and we get out in the confusion.
Androcles is going to turn towards Gallus, just kind of, and say, "I'll find a way to pay you back for this."
He just smiles and says, "Oh, don't worry about that."
And I'm just going to turn to leave.
Cool. She lets you go. He says, "There's a month from today, we'll be back with a lot more than this."
We look
Turn toward the call over the shoulder and say, "A month from today, we'll break the Falkeer hordes once again."
Yeah, she lets you go. At that moment, there is a large commotion among the men, Falkeer men, as a rather large executioner standing on the gallows. His head smashes apart like a melon, and his body is torn apart and thrown into the air. And you see Tia there panting, with shirtless, and he just says, "Couldn't find a horse." And everyone just looking at him.
Love it.
just, and the girl stands up and takes her sword out and says, "Who's this?"
Oh, game time.
I'm just going to turn towards her and just with a kind of maniacal grin, I'm just saying, "Meet Tyr." And yes, that Tyr.
He just says, "Hello." and climbs
Falkeer,
down
right?
off
So
of
she knows exactly who.
Yeah, she knows who he is, and she just laughs, just says, "I know you are, friend. We're not here to cause trouble. We got what we needed. We need to go now." And Tia just sort of like picks up like half of a broom, and just like whack. And then there's a man who steps towards him, and he doesn't even shove it through him. He just takes the blunt of it and just whacks his head off with the side of it, like a sickening whack sound with like a wet stick meeting stick sound.
Oh, I'm just going to look towards Androcles at this point, just for the okay. I'm itching to go.
Are the troops in front of us going to prevent us from leaving? Does it look like?
No, they're letting you go. They're sort of backing away from this guy now. They're like, "What the fuck is this?" So even the girl is backing away, and she's put the cart between her and him. And he's just looking around, saying, "My people used to be warriors." And he looks around and says, "What happened?" He's just looking.
I'm gonna just call over my shoulder and say they've resorted to trickery and worship of those they shouldn't.
So I'm going to point out a couple of things. So, assuming we just leave, right? They take that 3,500 gold with them.
We
they
never
use it.
gave them the gold.
No,
No, but we gave them a sword worth 5,000. So I
Yeah,
mean,
we could get that sword.
yeah, that's pretty insane in terms of finances. Pretty much fund an army, right? So we let them go. She comes back with even more of a force than she would have than she's got now. So why are we letting them go?
Because I've still got to get Leander out, one way or another.
We've got what's her face? The fake mother.
Astrid.
Astrid, that's it. So we got Astrid
I know
in the
where
crowd.
she is.
We
don't
saw
know
her,
where
didn't
she
we?
is. No.
Well, okay. Arden saw her. But I mean, like, could get her get the boy out using Astrid, and then
I have to know where she was.
Arden's just kind of try to roll with this intimidation that Tyr's going and say, you should recognize your own god and bow before him.
She just. I don't think I'm gonna level with you guys. I don't think you're gonna convince anyone that this guy's actually a god. Like, he looks really powerful. But the gods have been gone for so long that a lot of people are even saying they were myths and they never existed anyway. And that's kind of like somebody dressed as Jesus doing miracles and shit, and somebody going, "Oh yeah, that's God." No, it's not. No, it's dude.
Okay, never mind then.
So,
in that case, then she wouldn't have said that.
No, it's okay. It would cause an effect. Like they are starting to doubt themselves. But
I mean, Androcles is gonna turn towards Nameless and say, "Let's get the boy out, and then we'll see what happens from there."
Tia just sits on the gallows, like swinging his legs.
I mean,
What are the others doing? What are the Falkeer doing right now?
They're backing away. A few of them are moving and melting away. There's a few archers that are aiming at Tia. Let me roll there.
Yeah, if we can see them, I'd say.
Yeah, one of the archers looses almost by accident, and Tia just just grabs it out the air, and, throws it back at him and kills him. There's something like a bullet that just goes through his eye socket and he falls to the ground.
we've effectively got Superman here.
Arden's just gonna go that wasn't very nice of you guys. And by the way, I think we'll be needing that sword back.
Gallus is behind you, and he looks at you hard and he says, "You sure?"
I mean, it's his sword. He didn't have to give it up.
Yeah, but he turns around and sees where the boy is. Are you behind everyone, Androcles, with Leander?
At this point, yeah.
He's been trotting away. All right, so.
But I mean, as I'm leaving, since Tyr's gone and things are looking like they might go south. At this point, I'm holding Godbreaker in my left hand.
Okay.
And just basically, like pointing, like having it ahead of me so that people know to be out of the way.
Okay. So Arden, Gallus looks at you and says, are you sure? Like, I can... Do you want to do this?
Well, I just hope that maybe our friend has persuaded this kind woman to come around to reason.
He just shrugs and says, it's a yes or no answer, love. I mean...
Well, no, I'm not saying fight. I was saying this to the woman, being like, look at Tyr, like out of game. Being like, look at Tyr. Okay, you don't want that to be you, then give us the sword back and we'll all go our merry way.
Yes, but Gallus is looking at you very intently and saying, are you sure you want to do this?
All right, then Arden will just shrug and say, it's your sword, it's up to you.
Okay, so he just shrugs and holds out his hand, and the sword comes flying out of the scabbard and starts almost cartwheeling in the air. And it takes out, I would say, 3 to 4 Falkeer, like through the eyes and throats as it comes back to his hand. And he just hefts it in his hand and says, alright, we can leave. And at that moment, the whole place erupts as Falkeer start charging everybody.
Yeah.
So, are you sticking around?
I mean, we're carving a path
riding
through.
for the exit.
You can actually, you can ride straight. You can go like you're on the other side. You know what I mean? There's no Falkeer in front of you.
I'm not going to abandon them, but I'm also not going to charge head first. So I will, stay near enough that I can help, but not riding into the middle as he would normally do.
Mm-hmm. So,
Yeah,
Tyr,
he's not just going to ditch them.
Okay, so let's draw this then.
And we're going to be like constantly moving towards the door, even like as we're trying to fight through them, if that makes sense. Like we're not just stationary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, Androcles is also going to put his, just to help the Lander stay safe, he's going to put his helmet on Lander to help keep his head safe.
Okay. I'm going to draw... a lot more than this, but I'm not going to draw 300. Well, 298.
I have a feeling we're going to cut through swathes of them anyway, so...
Probably. I'm going to draw myself on. I don't know where we're supposed to be in relation. You want to just put me where I'm supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And don't forget that we're all on horseback. Except for Tyr. So we're all...
Here is... yeah? You are... here, and you're riding in... we're riding in this direction. Away. Astrid is... over here. Alice is... the Arden, yeah. Is here.
Mm-hmm.
And nameless you can be wherever you wished to be.
Wait, is the exit behind us?
Yes.
Oh, then let's just ride towards the exit.
The girl is here.
But, like, kill her first.
You do the bow thing.
I'm
Who's
inspired
this one
by the
again?
gods. That's the woman. She's getting a spear through the throat.
Wait, then who's this one?
That is Astrid.
Okay.
So wait, are they actively charging at us or just like, get out?
Yeah, they're charging you to get you away from her. But I just...
Then
Let's see.
can I possibly do use
Yes,
my
you
hail
can.
of barbs because they're charging us.
Yes, you can.
And I can use it. Here, do you want me to just copy and paste it?
No, just roll it. Tell me what the.
Okay.
I'm just saying, if this is more disappointing than Astrid the other day, I'm going to be pretty sad.
Hail of barbs. I don't know how many arrows I'm firing, so I just did that.
Okay.
You may use hail of barbs in an unlimited amount of times in a single turn, although you're still limited to using it the same amount of times as points you have in the bow you're using. Okay, so can I do 8?
Mm-hmm. Alright, that is 7 down. I'm not going to delete them. I'll delete them when you start making a dent in the numbers. Actually, no.
Do we need to roll for initiative?
Now roll for initiative. 9 plus 4 is 13. 19 plus 9 is 28.
I always forget what my stats are. So it's speed and perception, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So I just made macros for these, so I don't have to actually look it up.
Who goes first? I think Arden goes first.
How much?
Unsurprisingly.
How much like free movement do we have?
Up to 15 feet.
Okay, so I'm gonna move to here without using one of my. Oh, come on. Yes, to there without using one of my turns, and then I'm gonna use spear shot to go through that lady.
Okay.
There. Oh wait, sorry. No. Sorry. Should I redo that?
Yeah. Okay.
And with spear shot, if there's one enemy in front of you and you hit a 15 plus, will hurl them to the ground 20 feet away. If this occurs, they must spend one action next turn getting up. And yeah.
The shot takes her off her feet and sends her bowling into a man over here. One of which goes down squealing in pain. And the other one goes down with the arrow in his leg. He's down in the mud, fuming. And the scabbard for the sword is over here. Alright, was that your turn?
Oh wait, sorry. Then I'll do rapid fire in this general direction.
Mm-hmm.
Should that just be like the number of points that I have? Because
Yeah.
I feel like it's weird to have it be unlimited. It'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
1, 2, 7. Paste.
And then if I still have one more action, I would just do a rapid fire thing again.
Mm-hmm.
Area and kind of like towards that woman.
Mm-hmm.
I had 2 1s in there.
Hey, 5 more. Hail of arrows, is safe to say. Who's next? I think actually Tur next.
It's I got a 25, I think it was.
Yes, you got 28.
22.
Alright. So, oh no, it's Gallus next, actually.
Oh, damn.
Okay. So he will run in over here, 15 feet. With a sword. So, attacking the first guy. Plus... this guy is dead. Moves on. Oops. Guy's also dead. Moves on. Guy's also dead. Okay.
Oh, it's locked here all over again.
Goes on. These two are dead. Actions that now. That's it done. So he charges forward, and the Falkeer charges towards him, and he just starts lopping off limbs left and right, almost like a blur. You can see him, but it's just it's quite difficult to see him. Okay, who is next? I think it's her next. And she's going to whistle for a horse, and she's going to spend an entire action getting up so she can't attack. And her next action is whistling her horse. And her last action is running in this general direction. And her horse is... Okay. And pay. Cool. They say there are 300 of them. Okay, whose turn is it now?
Fine, I believe.
Okay.
I just want to check something. Move 15 feet here, and then these guys are 5 feet away. These guys are. That guy's 45 feet away, and these guys are 60.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's far as fucking away.
Are you muted?
So I'm going to use. I'm going to go. They use my free movement and a movement to just move up to here.
Mm-hmm.
25 feet.
Is the boy with you on the horseback?
Yeah, I'm not going to get too close to them, but then I'm going to use the whirlwind hurl.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to boomerang my axe.
Okay.
So, let's see, I roll might check plus 40.
It's the circle with the little line through it on the left-hand side. The rule through it.
Do I need to press anything?
Just press it and hold it down on the thing. Drag it.
What is my might right now? So I can fucking remember. That's the problem with doing macros, is since I don't actually have to remember, I never remember. Okay, so plus 6. So that gives me 54 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to throw it this way.
Nice.
Kind of boomerang through this thing through these guys.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, I guess it actually does an arc, right? So
it doesn't arc, so it's gonna hit this guy first.
Yeah, I kind of want to go around, like, I want to hit this guy, and then whoever else it hits through the natural arc, really.
Okay.
But I want this guy's closest to get hit.
So the axe goes, going around.
Yeah, I still have to roll the attack.
Yep.
To see how it hits. Then I can use an action to recall it. But axe attack. That's terrible.
Yeah. Well, it hits enough, but it's only going to kill like 4 rather than like the mass of people it could have killed. And of course,
then I'll use my last action to recall it back to my hand.
Okay, so it just comes flying back into your hand. And you hear Leander behind you go, "It's really cool."
I'm gonna just kind of turn towards him and say, maybe I'll teach you one day if you behave.
He nods. He says, "Does your arm do that?" Which is your old arm.
Just ripping off your arm mid-combat.
Right, yeah, just chucking it at people.
He's like,
boomerang arm.
He just says, "I want one." Anyway.
I would tell him, when you're older and you can survive, then we'll work up towards that.
Cool. Whose turn is it? I think it's Nameless next.
It is indeed. So I'm going to go 15 feet to there. There.
Someone's going to shoot the horse.
We're going to stab her horse.
I may need your dice modifiers in a minute, Androcles.
Okay. All right. You're. That's you, right? You're too far away from me, I think, for my
Well, let's hope
ability.
this is good then. It's good. Right, so my range is 34, so I'm in range.
Okay.
I'm going to hurl my spear at her.
Okay.
Boomerang.
Yeah, basically.
Everybody gets a boomerang except for Arden, but that's because she already has a bow.
It's just +8. Oh, that sucked.
Yeah. Okay. It's going to murder the guys in front and behind her. So these guys are going down.
Same again.
We call it. Now 1 action left. That's not good enough, unfortunately.
That's not an attack. That's the range.
Oh, okay. Lovely.
I have to roll my range first, which is why it's got the might rather than my spear.
Is that 13 feet then?
No, so it's double that.
Ooh, nice. 20. Ooh, just
Oh,
about.
just in range.
Just about.
Come on. Come on. Oh my god.
No, straight into the turf.
And one more, because
Can we call it?
315.
Hmm?
So that's my range, so it's now 48.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay. Also not good enough. To hit her,
Oh, damn it.
she's on her way. You do kill another guy in front.
Maybe I should have just gone for the horse.
Alright.
All about the glorious shot.
Initiative.
Let the men have their turn. No, they've got like 90 dudes, haven't they? Oh. Can charge in.
Did Arden's mom kill anybody, or is she just hiding?
She will do in a second. They don't even know she's there, you see? Like, she's just standing around. Not really attacking her. Okay. So, Arden has 3 around her. That is, after your armor, that is 8 points of aggravated damage. As they come into you, wailing in, and you're...
Wait. As they're charging, can I use Hail of Barbs? Because I can use it on other people's turn.
Yes.
Okay. As they're charging me, I'm going to fire.
Oh, what do you know? All 3 are dead. Yeah. Cool. Right. Nameless. 2 next to you who are coming wailing in at you with their swords. That is 1 hit, and that is for 6 points of superficial damage after your armor.
Let me use my special rule.
Oh, yeah.
God damn it.
Oh, well. Tia, they are avoiding, like the plague. There will be 4 attacks in at Gallus. Okay, he will take 12 points of aggravated damage. Right. And now, it is Astrid's turn.
Did all of those men just like wander off, and she's just standing there alone?
Yeah.
Like, in the street, and just like.
And she kills 1 guy. There you go. So, initiative again.
Oh, wait, did Tyr roll to kill people?
He's not doing any. He can't be bothered. He's just waltzing her. Tell you what. Let me do a strength check for him.
He might kill someone on accident.
Okay.
He might kill a lot of people on accident.
Okay. So.
Oh, he got a d20. I mean, he got a nat 20.
He walks over here and boots this guy with such force that he cartwheels backwards in flailing limbs all the way down here.
Did you kill the horse?
Let's see.
With a dude?
Let's see. Oh. Aggravated damage 25, so he is dead, he is dead, he is dead, he is dead. He is severely injured and over here. He is blown over here. And I would say no, the horse isn't dead. He just goes over here somewhere. He's like, "Ooh, what the hell was that?"
I want no part of this. None.
And Tia turns round and looks at Leander and just like gives him a thumbs up.
I love how derpy he is.
How does Leander react? Because I'm actually quite curious.
He just gobsmacked at this time. To be fair, like he is like a 7 foot tall super Chad with doomsday pecs. I mean, you know, what you're gonna do. So
I just like pat Leander on the head, just like this is a lot to take in for a boy.
So 16 for the guys. For her is 16 as well.
It's initiative.
Yeah.
Oh wait, are we rolling initiative?
Mm-hmm.
New round.
Sorry. I mean, yeah.
Frantically just sigh and say, "Are we leaving?"
I mean, this is still fun. Like,
Arden's turn first, or do they go first?
It's your turn first.
Okay. He's just gonna move like 6 feet this way, and then do a spear shot through. Up. Do a spear shot through these guys to get to this woman, or however I did. Okay. So. There. So that was the spear shot.
Okay.
Going like that through all these people.
Awesome. How much damage?
And to her. What?
How much damage?
With my oh, and yeah, the hit of 15 plus will hurl them into the ground 20 feet away.
Talking about if they're dead.
Yeah. Damage is
Dead over there, which is much nicer than
15 aggregated damage.
Yeah. Okay. Is also a hit. Okay. Right.
And then rapid fire in this like general direction. I'll do 8d20. And then just add 8 to each of them.
Add 8. Okay, cool. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, and then she's gonna do. Let me just see. Arden is going to do rapid fire one more time in, because that's. Is that which one is this? The purple.
That's Gallus.
Okay, she'll do rapid fire in this general direction then one more time.
All right, I'm gonna let you kill 3 now. Not a good roll.
And then, because she's pulling from the quiver in her armor, I get 1 extra turn, and I'm gonna do just like another regular shot at that woman.
Okay. Okay, yeah. The arrow hits her on the back. She goes staggering over this way, trying to get to a horse.
Not dead.
Not dead. All right, who's next?
I got a 22. Is that me? Or did
I think it is. I think it is you.
Okay. Yeah, these guys are 25 feet away.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm going to use free action to move up a bit. And I'm just going to try to arc through these guys to kind of separate us from them, so we can get moving. And I'm going to do boomerang again. So. $57. I'm rolling an axe attack. 15.
Okay. 4, 5, and back to your hand.
And then I'm going to say, we can deal with them once we're not about to be surrounded. Because I mean, there's men outside as well.
Yeah,
right?
there's like 5 times more than this running in. I can I can do the paste, which is this.
But
Another 8 times.
yeah, I mean, like I'm just gonna like just saying to the guys like we can deal with them once we're out in the field, and we're not about to be we're like not likely to be surrounded almost immediately. And then after, or, use the action to recall, and then use an action to just
Back away. Yeah, fair enough. You go
yeah,
galloping off. Boy safe.
yeah. I mean, that's part of the reason that's the thing is we're more than happy to have a fight, but let's get the kids safe.
Tia just sort of shrugs and just starts like trudging off over this way. Nameless. You're next.
Let's throw a spear. I'm gonna kill that bitch. Pardon my language. Not with that, I'm
She's
not.
kind of a bitch. I think we're all in pretty much agreement on that.
Well, that's not gonna reach, so
No.
I guess I'm throwing that into the face of the guy nearest me.
Yes.
Fine though. So I think he might be dead.
He is dead, yes.
Um,
You don't even need to recall it. You go to recall it and just like sort of go, oh, right, yeah. And you just like
Right.
pick it up normally,
so
manually.
that's my range again.
Okay.
So another one. He's dead. So really, I'm just attacking.
Yeah, essentially a roundabout way of attacking.
Come on, here we go. Range. Oh,
Double.
30. Come on, is that it?
Double.
God
No.
damn it!
Oh.
Right, I guess I'll help.
You can use a session point to re-roll if you wish. Or to automatically
For
make
that?
it so that you get it.
Ah, screw it. Let's do it. Why not?
Okay, so you automatically get it.
Oh, man.
I'm going to give you a re-roll on that because that's not fair. Okay, so you go ahead and re-roll. Okay.
Hurrah!
So you
Shit.
you finally hurl your. Does it knock people back, the spear?
Let me. I was going to say Google, but I don't think Google will tell me.
No. You never know.
So, roll a might check after declaring your target. Add your skill with a spear to the roll. Also, the range of your spear is now. Oh, I've not been rolling my spear in there. I've just been doing might check. I didn't read the rule properly.
Oh.
Okay, never mind.
Well,
so I would have been fine because I'd have got an extra 8, which is an extra 16 naturally.
Well,
But anyway,
do a might check to see how far she gets hurled back.
might check.
Okay, so this spear goes hurtling into her back and slams her into a horse's arse, like literally
Is she
skewers her
dead?
onto it. Yes,
Yeah,
and
good.
skewers her onto it. The horse bolts and rides off with her
I guess
attached
she
to
got
its
away.
arms.
Right,
It just
so
sort of.
So I guess that'll just be my 3. It's all good.
You turn around and
Note to self, read rules.
You turn around and look at Tia, and he just gives you a thumbs up.
I'll give him a wink, and I'll blow a kiss as well.
He just looks perplexed. He also sort of screws his face up like he's just had a bad smell and turns around and walks off.
Ooh.
Yikes.
He doesn't know what love is. He's God. So.
Who said anything about love?
What's love?
Not love.
So Gallus just notices everyone's pissing off, and just decides to start killing his way out. So let's go for 60.
Is he there? Is that Gallus?
Yeah. So he's just slaying all about him.
Is he making his way out, or is he just?
Yeah,
killing?
he's making his way out.
Okay.
He picks up his scabbard on the way, but he does say to Arden, says, "If there's any more, we're gonna have to leave, and I mean leave now."
Or we're heading for the exit.
Now that Tia is gone, they're basically full on charging you all.
Are we allowed to move in or no?
You can move. If you wish to do a combat turn, we're going to need to let them have their turn first. But I will let you run away if you wish to just run away from them, not let them charge you.
Where?
Okay, so what would you like to do?
Run away.
Okay, so you are running away. Gallus is on his horse and he rides over to Androcles and like says, "Yeah, I think we should head out."
And he's just gonna nod as he's, currently riding out.
Cool. The Falkeer stop chasing you almost as soon as you back away. Because you've killed a couple of dozen of them. It's pretty impressive. And at the end of the day, they came to get what they wanted. They didn't get it, but it's not really worth throwing their lives away now that the woman's dead. Like, okay, they're in a shield wall now. They're just backing away. All right. Funny feeling you guys needed a win, so I'm kind of glad that happened. So, back at the keep, you guys come riding in, and Androcles, Leander's behind you as you're trotting in, sort of a thing, and he sees the girl that Gallus is with, and he just says, "Who's that?"
And I'm gonna gesture towards Gallus. It's a friend of his. They'll be staying here for a short while.
He looks at her and goes, "Oh," and looks at Gallus, who looks at him like, "I'm going to murder you," sort of a look, and he looks back and goes, "There's me."
But he did help us to save you. So
He
treat him
nods.
with respect, and just keep some distance from the girl.
So he just says, "I will." As he get. He nods. Says, "Are you sure I can't speak to her? Like, not even a little bit?" Oh. Walks away. Shrugs and goes, "Now that Falkeer have had the grubby hands on it, I'm going to have to clean her again." "No, I'm no foul. I'd have got it back anyway." "Shelter for the winter will be good enough. Yeah, try and keep us out of trouble. I'll help wherever I can. I'll scout, get food, I'll go hunt. We probably need to have a talk. I think you know about what. You get." "Yeah, Shen's nearby, yeah." He nods and says, "Look like you've had a long day." She nods and says, "Right, you better start pulling in taxes then. You all have a message waiting in the war room, by the way. I think it's a letter from Lethane." "I'll get on it then." She moves away. You see, Nameless trotting behind you. Behind them comes Bjorn and the scouts who went with you. And behind them, you see Tia walking. Yeah. She nods and moves away. They all nod and shake hands and make their way to the tavern. So, are you all going up there? Does it feel like a medieval version? Just like on a... Yeah. Is Arden back yet? There you go, there you go, there you go, yeah. Are you all headed into the Bearded Clam then? Okay, cool. So in there is a a small chest for where you have your letters and correspondence. First one, who's picking you up? Arden, you're the closest when you go into the war room. You're heading up there. It's a letter with the seal of Stag's head of Lothane on it. Mm-hmm. So as you crack the seal and open it, you can see on the inside it is an official letter from Ahern, rescinding all your control of the Grailwood for conduct unbecoming. Several witnesses said I've been blaming the Outlanders for burning down the forest, and he openly accuses you of burning it down simply because most of it was taken away from you. So it's a case of if we can't have it, no one will have it. So he has organised an official alliance with Kael's Bridge. You are to stay in your barony and adjudicate only your barony, and he will not allow you to make deals with other barons either. So essentially cutting you off, saying that's why I can't strip you of your barony without going to complete war with you, and turning this place into a war zone before the Falkeer get here. But he's also saying you need to, stay where you are and not get in the way when the Falkeer get. You can certainly do that if you wish to. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Carver. Okay. 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 So, sent letter, Carver. Sent letter, Camelot. Vision. Lovely. Okay. So those will be written for you and sent across momentarily. So, that is the political situation right now. You managed to get back Leander, which is great. But obviously, cogs are turning. And things are deteriorating a little bit for Thane Valley. But hey, save that for next time. We'll leave it there for now. So cheers. Cheers, thanks for playing. Thanks for... Good. Very fun. Thought I'd do a more down-to-earth session. Last few times. But yeah. Well, the next session we're going to have to see how many men you've got coming in. And obviously this session only took place 2 days after the last one, so you didn't have to do any of the missions or any of the the attacks or anything. But next time we will do. So cheers to that, guys. I'll speak to you a bit later on. Bye. There you go. That is the next part of the Sellsword campaign. We've only got... Now, in fact, what I will do at the moment, if you don't want to see spoilers, don't look at the left-hand page. But this is basically the schedule we've got coming up. If you look at the highlighted text here, so we just did session 6. Then got session 7, session 8, session 9. Session 9 could go on for 5 or 6 sessions because it's the actual war with the Reaver King, and 10 and the finale then. So we're getting there. We're not too far away from finishing things off. So cheers. Thank you very, 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 very much for watching. I'll see you next time.